Welcome back to This Is Not CBC.
Welcome back to This Is Not CBC, the only show where we talk about what the media won't, can't, or pretends doesn't exist. So let's start with today's headline. Mark Carney and the Liberal government have officially started collecting Conservative MPs like hockey cards. Yes, Mark Carney, who promised transparency, is apparently holding open auditions for his majority government fantasy. Our latest recruit, Chris D'Entremont from Nova Scotia, the man who once stood for conservative values, crossed the floor faster than Carney can say carbon tax. Even the NDP said the Liberals asked them to switch sides, but they actually said no. Imagine that when the NDP looks like the moral backbone of Parliament. You know something's gone off the rails. Now, what could possibly make Chris jump ship? A cushy position? A quiet promise? Maybe a little sweetener for the home riding? Who knows? All we know is he didn't do it for us. But hey, this is all part of a bigger plan, right? Because we all know the Liberals are desperate for that majority government. When you've got absolute power, you don't have to debate, you don't have to negotiate, and you definitely don't have to listen to the people footing the bill. Now let's talk about that bold, transformative budget. Oh, yes, the budget that's going to reshape Canada for generations. Translation: more spending, more taxes, and more empty promises. They'll call it historic, visionary, and progressive. Meanwhile, your grocery bill looks like a mortgage payment. Your rent is a mortgage payment. And your actual mortgage payment, well, we don't even want to open that envelope anymore. But maybe, just maybe, this budget isn't even the point. Because according to a lot of us Canadians, this all fits right into something much bigger: the great global to do list known as Agenda 2030. Now, let's be clear: Agenda 2030 is officially the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. You know, things like ending poverty, saving the planet, ensuring equality, all this stuff nobody can really disagree with. But the claim floating around online is that behind those good intentions lurks something different: a push for more surveillance, digital IDs, own nothing and be happy, centralized banking, and maybe, just maybe, the occasional bug burger when meat becomes unsustainable. Because apparently, you guys, climate change is the reason your steak dinner needs to be replaced with cricket protein. Bon appetit, Canada. And speaking of climate, let's not forget the censorship angle. You've noticed it: the online safety laws, the disinformation bills, the quiet removal of dissenting voices, all in the name of protecting Canadians from harmful content. Because nothing says freedom like a government deciding what you can and cannot read. Add in digital IDs, which, depending on who you ask, are either a harmless way to access government services or the first step in a cashless, trackable society where every purchase, every click, every word you say can be logged and reviewed for your safety. Sound far fetched? Maybe. But if you told Canadians 10 years ago they'd be censored for medical opinions on social media, they'd have laughed at you too. And that's the theme here, isn't it? Every so called conspiracy theory from the last few years just somehow keeps turning into a policy proposal. Remember when questioning government spending made you anti Canadian? Or when opposing carbon taxes meant you hated the environment? Now you can't even ask why a global economic banker like Mark Carney is running our country like it's a corporate ESG portfolio. But hey, don't worry, it's all for your good. You'll own nothing. You'll eat the bugs. You'll drive less. You'll say less. And you'll thank them for keeping you safe. Meanwhile, the Liberals keep collecting MPs, silencing critics, pushing through every narcissistic bill they can before the next election, and pretending it's all just democracy in action. So, yeah, stay angry, stay skeptical, because when governments start rewarding obedience and punishing dissent, that's not leadership, that's control. And when they tell you it's all part of a sustainable future, Just remember, sometimes sustainability is just a fancy word for sit down, shut up, and let us handle it. This isn't fear mongering, it's paying attention. And if we stop paying attention now, we won't have a say later. I'm not saying every conspiracy is true, but lately it's hard not to notice how many of them are turning into press releases. Thanks for watching. This is not CBC.